So thank you for coming to the class. I'll try and sing in tune. If I don't, listen to the madanga. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Balava Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Balava Girivardhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Balava Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Balava Girivardhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parvakajarastar, Sisimat, His Divine Grace, Srila Asa Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parvakajarastar, Sisimat, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. All glories to the Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Haribo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Parakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sehitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Brindavanishwari Rishabhana Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So today's class is kya number? 10:15. Sure. Last week was 10:09. Okay. So, this is very nice section of the Gita, because Arjuna is realizing Purushottam. 10:15, huh? Okay, please repeat. Swayam evatmana manam veta tvam Purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate swayam eva mana atmanam vete tvam Purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate Swayameva Manam Vetatvam Purushottamam Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate Swayam Eva Mana Atmanam Veta Tvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate Matajis Vaishnavis Swayameva Manam Atmanam Manatmanam Vetatvam Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Okay, word for word, please repeat. Swayam, personally. Eva, certainly. Atmana, by yourself. Atmanam, yourself. Veta, no. Tvam, you. Purusha Uttama, O greatest of all persons. Bhuta Bhavana, O origin of everything. Bhuta Isha, O Lord of everything. Deva Deva, O Lord of all demigods. Jagatpate, O Lord of the entire universe. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. Indeed, this is Arjuna speaking. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Please repeat. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. So, O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Purport Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord Krishna can be known by persons who are in a relationship with him through the discharge of devotional service, like Arjuna and his followers. Persons of demonic or atheistic mentality cannot know Krishna. Mental speculation that leads one away from the Supreme Lord is a serious sin. And one who does not know Krishna should not try to comment on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the statement of Krishna, and since it is the science of Krishna, it should be understood from Krishna as Arjuna understood it. It should not be received from atheistic persons. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, Vedanta tatra vidas tatram yagyanam avyayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabhyate. The supreme truth is realized in three aspects, as in personal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and at last as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, at the last stage of understanding the absolute truth, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A common man, or even a liberated man, who has realized in personal Brahman or localized Paramatma, may not understand God's personality. Such men, therefore, may endeavor to understand the Supreme Person from the verses of the Bhagavad Gita, which are being spoken by this person, Krishna. Sometimes the impersonalists accept Krishna as Bhagavan, or they accept his authority. Yet many liberated persons cannot understand Krishna as Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Purushottama. Could you close that door? Yet one still may not understand that Krishna is the Father of all living entities. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Bhuta Bhavana, and if one comes to know him as the Father of all living entities, and if one comes to know him as the Father of all the living entities, still one may not know him as the Supreme Controller of everyone. Therefore, he is addressed here as Bhutesha, the Supreme Controller of everyone. And even if one knows Krishna as the Supreme Controller of all living entities, still one may not know that he is the origin of all the demigods. Therefore, he is addressed herein as Deva Deva, the worshipable God of all demigods. And even if one knows him as the worshipable God of all demigods, one may not know that he is the supreme proprietor of everything. Therefore, he is addressed here as Jagatpati. Thus, the truth about Krishna is established in this verse by the realization of Arjuna. And we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna to understand Krishna as he is. Very nice purport by Srila Prabhupada. So, Mukam karochi vachalam phangam laite girim yad kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru dinatarinam. Swayam eva mana manam beta tvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. So, this is a very nice verse. One of the nicest parts of the Gita. The Gita is always full of instruction. But here we see the three parts in this verse. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. That's one basic part. But then Arjuna says, O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. So he's making the point, as Prabhupada clarifies in the purport, that Krishna is the ultimate absolute truth. And then the third point is more esoteric, more subtle. We can see Arjuna's ecstasy. Prabhupada explains that Arjuna is realizing Krishna, Thus the truth about Krishna is established in this verse by the realization of Arjuna, and we should follow in his footsteps. So, yes, three things. Krishna, only he knows himself by his own potencies. And then Arjuna is making it very clear. He's the supreme person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe, as Prabhupada makes it clear. There is only one Prime Minister in India. Right? You cannot say, you have your Prime Minister, my Prime Minister is Lalu Prasad. Sonia Gandhi. There is one Prime Minister, and he is Prime Minister. But now in this Kali Yuga, people are very ignorant. Oh, you have your God, I have my God, he has his God, he thinks there is no God. As Prabhupada says here, persons of demonic or atheistic mentality cannot know Krishna. So atheistic mentality, there's one Sanskrit word, Pashandi. Pashandi is a person who doesn't accept the nature of God as he is, but has his own definition. Right? But logically, as I give the example, there is only one Prime Minister. You cannot choose your Prime Minister. Relative to you, Narendra Modi is Prime Minister, but relative to me, my wife is Prime Minister. Then you're in a ridiculous state. But this is the impersonalistic conception. Prabhupada points out there, Brahman Paramatmati Bhagavan. Tattva Vidas Yajnanam Avyayam. They are non-dual. The bodily effulgence of Krishna, Paramatma, is regulating the material world. He is Amanta and also Upadristra. This is, Anumanta means permitter. And the other word means overseer. So many people think, nothing happens without the will of God. And then they think, everything is happening because that's what God did. Wrong. He is the permitter, Anumanta. He permits, but it is not his will that people are grossly sinful, live in ignorance, cause violence to the land, to the creatures, to fellow human beings. He permits it, but he warns against it in the heart as conscience. So Krishna is Anumanta, he is Paramatma. He is permitting, but then you get the fruit, karma bandhana. That below that is the Brahman idea, and this is the idea. Please close this window, these windows. So this idea, God is consciousness, God is energy, and that consciousness, that energy is manifesting in you, in me, so we're all God. That is Mayavadi conception, that somehow or other the material energy interacts with the Supreme Brahman and manifests variety. But they're called monists. But how can they be monists if they acknowledge the variety in the material world? They discard that by saying, Brahman Satyam Jagat Mithya. It's illusion. Well, whether you call it illusion or not, it is a real experience. So as Shankaracharya actually said, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam mudamate, nahi rakshati dukrin karine. Worship Govinda, worship Govinda, worship Govinda, you fools and rascals. Your grammatical and word jugglery will not save you at the time of death. So Shankaracharya, incarnation of Lord Shiva, Prashjanam Bodham Uchyate, in the, I think it's in the Padma Puran, he tells Parvati, he says, in Kali Yuga, I appear as an acharya and I teach this Mayavadi Shastra, Mayavadam Asak Shastram, Prashjanam Bodham Uchyate. It is covered Buddhism. The Buddhists are voidist. They think everything has come from nothing. So the material scientists, they like the Buddhists, because the material scientists, they have that idea, right? There was nothing, then there was a big bang, and then there was everything. So, only a fool will believe that fantasy, but that is what is being propagated to our children in schools nowadays, in universities. Everything came from nothing. How can everything come from nothing? Because nothing by definition does not exist. If you look in the dictionary, nothing means the absence of anything. So how can you have an explosion when everything is absent? But in their mind, they turn nothing into something. Oh, it's an empty space. It's a place of darkness, a place of no creation. But if it's a place, empty space, no creation or darkness, it's something. So where did you get this idea that an empty space is not nothing or is nothing? No, it is something. So there cannot be nothing. So actually, those that have understood reality and the creation of Krishna understand that there is only creation. By definition, in the material world we think in dualities. There's creation and then there is nothingness. Oh, look at that. The universe, at some point it comes to an end. That's how we think. Black and white, relative to our own mental concoction. Prabhupada says here, mental speculation is a sin. It is ridiculous. If you are to understand the absolute truth as he is, as Prabhupada emphasizes in the purport, you have to understand in the footsteps of Arjuna. As we see here, Param Brahma Param Dharma. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages, Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyas, confirmed the truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither demigods nor the asuras, O Lord, can understand your personality. And then today's verse. So, it's interesting here. Arjuna, all the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyas, there are 25, the Sapta Rishi, the 14 Manus and the 4 Kumaras, and the sage amongst the demigods is Narada. So, this is the declaration of the Vedas. Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. All the Vedas are pointing to me. But Krishna explains in the Brahma Samhita, Vedesha Durlamam Adolamam Atma Bhakto. That Krishna is very hard to understand through the Vedas. But you are saying Krishna's hard? Krishna said, Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. I am the goal, I am Vedanta, I am the goal of the Vedas. How is it possible? That is answered there by Lord Brahma. just to study Sanskrit and the Vedas, then Krishna is not easily available. But Adulamam, he's not difficult to understand by Atma Bhakto, by bhakti. Therefore, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he writes on this point, a beautiful bhajan. Krishna is understood by Atma Bhakto by serving at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. O hey Vaishnav Thakur, Doyara Sangara, Edase Karuna Kori, Diya Padachaya, Sodaheya Maya, Tumara Charanadori. O Vaishnav Thakur. So Bhakti Vinod is explaining Thakur, Paramhansa Vaishnav. Ocean of mercy. He's not saying Madhyamadikari. He's not saying Kanishtarikari. He's not saying Aparadi. He's saying Vaishnav Thakur. Be merciful to me, your servant. Purify me by the shade of your lotus feet. Your feet I humbly hold. Controlling my 6 urges, purifying me of the 6 faults, please give to your servant the 6 good qualities. Oh, give me the 6 kinds of holy association, sadhu sangha. I have sat down here in the hope of having your company. Alone, I find I have no strength to chant the holy name of Lord Hari. I beg you, therefore, please be merciful, and with a particle of faith, give me the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is yours, Krishna. You are able to give him to me, for such is the power, for such is your power. I am indeed wretched and simply run after you, crying, Krishna, Krishna. So that is the process of attaining the realization of Arjuna here that has made him so ecstatic. Service at the lotus feet of the Mahatma. Mahatmanastamam patha, devim prakritim ashrita. Those devotees that are sheltered in the spiritual energy. Who is Guru? Jnaninas tattva dashina. It is a person who has seen Krishna. And then you ask questions, pariprashnena sevaya. But what does that mean, service? You ask questions, go home, and then you do... No, you take the answers to those questions as your life and soul. So the thing is, Krishna say to Mara, yes, Krishna dite paro. You are able to give him to me. But the Vaishnav Thakur gives the disciple Krishna by the instructions he gives, by the science of devotional service, not by just plainly initiation. This is a common thing in Kali Yuga. I have accepted this prophet. I have accepted this religious system. I'm saved. I have taken Diksha. I'm saved. The lazy man's spiritual life. If you want to attain the realization of Arjuna, you have to follow the science. You have to purify your existence, regulative principles. You have to perform tapasya. You have to study the Srimad Bhagavatam. You have to chant regularly, and you have to increase your chanting. You have to learn Siddhanta. You have to study at the lotus feet of the Vaishnav and listen to him carefully. In the Shastra, what does it say? Who is Guru? Mandaka Upanishad. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtakyam. The Paramhansa, the qualified Guru, is Shrotriyam. he knows the conclusion of the Vedas. And he is Brahma Nistakyam. He is situated in Brahman, the spiritual energy. Devim Prakritim Ashrita. Mahatmanastamam Patha Devim Prakritim Ashrita. That is, and then there are so many songs. Shurda Bhakata Charana Reno. And then all your practice, like Rupa Goswami. What is that song? Naratam Dastakor. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. You offer to the Paramahansa Vaishnava. And Narottam Das Thakur is saying, oh dear, Vaishnav Thakur, everything I am offering to you. The feet of Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami's eternal form as the Gopi of Braja, are my real wealth. They are the object of my bhajan and puja. Why Rupa Goswami? Because in our parivar, he is the leader. Parima means family. So all the sadhana we may receive from this devotee, we may receive from this Bhagavatam, from the nectar of instruction, from the nectar of devotion, we offer to the head of our parivar, Rupa Manjari. Very interesting. He's not saying Rupa Goswami, he's saying Manjari. He's offering within his spirit, awakening spiritual swarup, all his bhajan to Rupa Manjari. He is awakening his spiritual swarup. We talked about this last week. Prabhupada said at the beginning of devotional service, you will enjoy the service. You will feel relief. You will get a little moksha from your material conditioning. But in the mature stage, if you want Krishna Prem, you must awaken your swarup and learn to chant in that fixed conception of yourself. But that will only arise after anartha nivritti. You cannot be sinful and have the Arjuna's realization. You cannot be sinful and awaken your swarup. But whatever situation you find yourself in, you must practice desire, because that will lead you to perfection. What's that other song? Kabhi habi bolo se dinama. Aparada guchi sudanama ruchi. How will I overcome my aparad? I am desiring that. I am practicing with that desire. So, as we say, desire is not the enemy. Material desire is the enemy. But desire to advance is your best friend. Because what you care about, what you desire, is how you will mold your life. So this ecstatic revelation of Arjuna, his realization of the perfection of Krishna as Purushottam, the Lord of all lords. What did Lord Brahma say? Govindam Adi Purusham, the original person, the person that is the origin of everything. And why is he so ecstatic? We should keep this in mind as we discipline ourselves in tapasya. In the Vedanta Sutra it says, Atato Brahma Jignas. Now inquire into the absolute truth. And then it says, Janmadyasyata, like at the beginning of the Bhagavatam. It says, the absolute truth is that from which everything has emanated. And then what's the next verse in Vedanta Sutra? Anandamoy Vyasat. That the absolute truth is full of ananda. Lord Chaitanya said, Chetadapanamajinam, Brahmanimagnipanam. At the beginning, you become liberated from material attachment, sadhusanga, following sadhana. But then, Vidyavadu Jivanam. Vidyavadu Jivanam means your soul will awaken with attraction, rag, and then rati, attachment to the Supreme Lord. And then, in that mood, like we explained, I think last week or week before, the mother has attraction for the child, but she has attraction in a certain mood. The father has an attraction to the child in a certain mood, parental, but fatherly. The brother and sister, they love the new baby, but as brother and sister. So attraction takes the mood. So when sadhana is good and fruitful, when we offer to the Paramahamsa, then we gain more attraction. Like in the 12th chapter of the Gita, Krishna says, if you cannot remember me without deviation, then follow the rules and regulations of bhakti, sadhana bhakti. And in that way you will attain the desire to attain me. So that desire, that attraction will have a mood. So that is what the acharyas, satsandabhas, Rupa Goswami are talking about. You must chant in that awakening mood, and that will give you rati, attachment. That will give you bhava, anandam buddhi vadanam, and that will give you realization of Krishna. Krishna is realized through bhava. So it's a science of cultivating these stages. You must understand it as a science. Don't think I've got initiation, everything is achieved. Initiation means beginning. When you go to university, college, you sign up. Does that mean now you're a doctor, economist? You've learned political science because you got initiation into the college? You have to go through the course. So in Kali Yuga, people think, I accept this prophet, that's it, everything is achieved. Let's put on my plasma TV. No. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. This is what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said after Lord Chaitanya gave him instruction in that Vedanta Sutra. You have appeared to teach bhakti, which is characterized by vairag and vidya. Vairag means detachment from material desire to enjoy. Vidya means that divine knowledge that gives liberation and gives attachment to the Supreme Lord. So you have to learn Siddhanta. You have to learn the Dashamula. You have to learn the process of bhakti at the lotus feet of the Guru. Atma Bhakto, in a devoted way. You must understand, oh hey Vaishnav Thakur, give me your shade. You must find a Paramahamsa. You must find Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, the head of your sampradaya, and offer everything to him. Rupa Manjari's eternal form as a gopi of Vraj. You are the object of my bhajan and puja. They are the treasure of my heart, and they are the ornaments and the life of my life. They are the reservoir of all rasa for me, and the fulfillment of all my desires. They are the conclusion of the religion of the Vedas for me, and are the goal of all my vows, austerities, and the chanting of my mantra. They are the purpose of all my religious activities. By the power of those feet, my activities will become favorable to devotion. Spiritual perfection will be achieved. And with these two eyes, I will be able to actually see. The exquisite beauty of Sri Rupa Manjari's divine feet will shine like the brilliant moon upon the lotus of my heart, both day and night, thus giving me relief to my afflicted soul. By the venom of the snake of separation from you, my soul has wasted away, and my life is ever afflicted and distressed. O Rupa Manjari, please be merciful and give me the shade of your lotus feet. Narottam Das has taken refuge. So this is the point. In the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami says, yes, the bhakta, he has this material body. He's having to keep purity, keep sadhana. But in his mind, he is awakening realization of the spiritual world. He is starting to build manasik murti. He's starting to see the spiritual world. He's starting to construct Vrindavan. The Brahma Samhita is full of instruction. Radha and Krishna are like two jewels in the center of the lotus. Around them is the manjaris, the gopis. Around that is the Vatsalya Bhav. Around them is the Sakya Bhav. And as worshippers, there is the devotees, Lord Chaitanya. And so this is the meditation, it's actually mentioned in the purport, given by Lord Brahma to the members of his Sampradaya, of which we are part. We are the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So this is our internal meditation. Yes, we are doing so many things. Lord Chaitanya had external reasons, satisfying Advaita Acharya, spreading the Sankirtan movement, but internally he was relishing the position of Radharani, the nectar of her service, and realizing Krishna through that service. So Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion says, devotee, he's like a woman who's married. She's very attentive to the husband, but in her mind, she's thinking of her beloved paramour. So a devotee, he is performing his sadhana, doing this and that, but within his mind, he is seeing Golok Vrindavan. He is realizing Krishna. And therefore he is realizing Anandamoy Vyasat, that Krishna is full of bliss. And that realization carries him to the spiritual world. And it makes him easily give up material attachment. The big struggle is how to overcome anartha nivritti, the material attachments. You overcome material attachments by becoming attached to the lotus feet of the Paramahamsa, by desiring his service, by offering everything. That is the internal process of bhakti. Yes, we're selling books, we're spreading the movement, excellent. But within the heart and soul, we are realizing Krishna. At the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni He was meditating, and then Krishna manifests to him. And it says there in the Bhagavatam that all his senses became enlivened. Anandamoy Vyasat. He became full of ecstatic emotion. So, yes, Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaksadeva Hridayasa Valokayanti Yankshamba Sundara Machincha Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami. Arjuna is realizing this. So it says here in the purport, and this is translation and summary study of Jiva Goswami's purports. Nowadays, when Krishna manifested himself in Vraja, both the devotees and non-devotees saw him with this very eye, this external eye. But only the devotees cherished him, eternally present in Vraja, as the priceless jewel of their heart. Nowadays also the devotees see him in Vraja in their hearts, saturated with devotion, although they do not see him with their eyes. The eye of devotion is nothing but the eye of the unalloyed, pure, spiritual self of the jiva, the Swarup, the awakened Swarup. The form of Krishna is visible to that eye in proportion to its purification by the practice of devotion. When the devotion of the neophyte reaches the state of bhava, Arjuna's bhava, the pure eye of that devotee is tinged with the salve of love by the grace of Krishna, which enables him to see Krishna face to face. So sometimes people read that. Oh, I worship Krishna, Shyam Sundar, inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees, but they miss this part. See in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. So the devotee has to develop this vision of Golok Vrindavan. And he has to worship and meditate in separation. We shouldn't think, oh, I'm remembering this, so now I'm there. No. Vipralamba Seva Bhav. I want to go there. Kabhi Habhi Bolo Saydin. I want to attain that place. But now I'm unqualified. So now I'm offering all my sadhana, my study to the great acharyas, to Rupa Manjari, to the great Thakurs. I give my respect to all Vaishnavas. I give my respect to the dog and hog in the street. They are also part and parcel of Krishna. They are also spirit souls. And I am just praying for a little mercy. Sevan mukhi hi jivado swayam eva spuryada. By chanting in a mood of service, offering to Krishna, offering to Rupa Manjari, then the Supreme Lord manifests within the heart, within the consciousness of the soul. Krishna is, as it says here, Evatmanam. He is Atma, Atma. He is the soul of the soul. So, it is easy to find the soul. We perform pratyahara. We situate our consciousness in the mind. Then we withdraw from the fluctuations of the mind and we find ourselves. But the devotee goes one step further and finds the soul of the soul. And that is Purushottam Shri Krishna Bhagavan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, thank you all very much for your kind attention. Yes.
Thank you very much. Very nice class. Just I want to inquire, you were mentioning from the next...
Put the microphone near your mouth.
You're mentioning, there we go.
Don't speak into it, across it. Angle of 45 degrees. Go ahead.
The nectar of the vote says that would be like a wife who's performing her duties. The wife is performing her duties very nicely, but cultivating this real meditation of her paramour. You can understand?
No. Nope.
Forgive my accent. You're in the nectar of devotion.
Yes.
This analogy of the wife who performs her duties very nicely, but is cultivating the meditation on her paramour. And this, as you said, is like sadhana, you know. But I'm just wondering, Prabhupada says that to constantly be meditating on how to improve our service, meditating on how to improve perhaps book distribution, this is samadhi. So how to understand these
So everything two? I've read by Narottam Das Thakur, the purports of Jiva Goswami, they have no pertinent because you have one quote from Srila Prabhupada. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm slightly confused.
That's what you're saying, right? Both. I said Lord Chaitanya has internal reasons for appearing and external. So yes, we are spreading the Sankirtan movement, selling books, Prabhupada's original books. We are distributing prasadam. We're having festivals, opening temples. But we also have to practice internally, and without that internal development, as I've seen for the last 50 years, people go after 2 or 3 years. Do you understand?
Does it perhaps become evident at a certain point in our spiritual life that we have to move beyond just the externals? And is this made clear to us?
You should move beyond externals from the beginning of your spiritual life by understanding I'm spirit soul. Both must run together. But vidyavadu jivanam, just like Krishna at the beginning of the Gita, he explains to Arjuna, 2nd chapter, what is the soul, right? So you must learn that from the very beginning. It's not that the internal practice comes some imaginary date. You must do both. You must yad karosi yadanasi yogstadosi yat. You must do all these activities of your sadhana as an offering. But within your heart and soul, you must be realizing the spiritual world. From the beginning of your practice, you must have this conception. You must know Siddhanta, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Huh? If you want to go to Kanyakumari, you should know where it is. Huh? If you don't know where Kanyakumari is, what's the point in looking, if you're just looking in a map? I want to go to Kanyakumari, so how do I get there? So you must know Siddhanta. You must know Dashamula. Dashamula is Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. You must know all three. The first duty of the spiritual master, qualified spiritual master, is to teach Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, the Dashamula, the 10 primary points of the Vedic Siddhanta. And yes, Prabhupada said, yes, that's samadhi. Everything is samadhi. Because everything, so samadhi means seva bhav. You understand? Vaishnava samadhi means the mood of service. So yes, but you'll understand that when you understand prayojan. In the spiritual world, this side of the book. The material world, this side of the book. In the material world, everyone is serving me and my senses. In the spiritual world, everyone is Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam, Bhakshut. Everyone is serving Krishna and Krishna's devotees unselfishly. Here they're selfish servants. You must understand that state. You must meditate upon that state. You must, if you're going to Kanyakumari, you must remember Kanyakumari. Or you might end up in Badrinath. That won't be so bad. But you must know where you're going, right? So all three are there. At the beginning, the accent is Madan Mohan. He's the deity of Sambandha Gyan, right? But you still have conception of bhakti, abhideya, and you still have conception of prayojan, but now your accent is on learning Siddhanta nicely. That will give you liberation. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. When you understand Bhagavat philosophy, then the illusory conceptions about the material world become dissipated by this higher knowledge. But you don't stop there. On the basis of Sambandha, then your abhideya will become very strong. So then the deity of abhideya is Radha Govinda. And then you'll get Radha Govinda, Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. That is Sambandha. Anadir Adir Govinda. Once you've achieved Sambandha Gyan, through abhideya you'll get Govinda. And then, through serving Govinda, you'll realize prayojan more and more. The goal, the necessity is prayojan. But you must know the science, like I say. You must study the writing of the acharyas. You must commune with the acharyas. You understand? Right from the beginning. Krishna didn't say to Arjuna, I'll teach you about the soul later on. The Bhakti Vedantas taught Narada Muni how to meditate on Krishna. Right? And he was meditating. And then Krishna appeared. So he knew the goal. The goal is Krishna. Dhruva Maharaj, he went to the forest. He had his mind on Krishna. He was Dhruva, he was fixed. Then Jad Bharat, I'm not going to get into all this prajalpa and politics. I'm fixed. Right? That's what you have to have. But you have to know what you're fixed on. Dhruvaloka. Dhruv means fixed. Dhruvaloka. Pole star. Fixed. All the planets circumambulate. That's the place of Vishnu. So you must know the goal right from the beginning. And therefore Prabhupada, you read Prabhupada's Gita, the goal is Krishna Prem. And Krishna Prem doesn't develop in your pocket, it develops in your heart. Some people think, I'll develop my pocket first. No. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you.